Hi again, Kit Kat. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least kept my word. Keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Kit Kat. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year.
Awkward.
You're just here for the cupcakes.
I was.
And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. 'Cause we'll kill you.
Yep.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga.
Manangika. Manga is literature.
Maybe she said manga or something.
Manga.
That's funny. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I have a feeling what's going to be different is whatever poem is read out loud. Maybe?
We'll see. Don't worry, guys. Kit Kat always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
How would you not know?
Did I set my house on fire? I can't
Surprise!
recall.
I don't know this.
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
Damn.
How come? You and Kit Kat can become good friends too.
Sayori? That's... As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori...
I really hope we picked the same person then.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind.
You're so embarrassed your eyes disappeared.
My eyes sometimes get sucked into my head when I get very, very nervous.
Oh my god.
Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry. Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all...
Good way to save... Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Saved. Fixed.
No big deal. Let's just patch this up with a band-aid. It's fine.
Yep.
First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be.
All right. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Duh.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read.
Is it Edgar Allan Poe?
It's probably like Shel Silverstein.
Yes! Wait, isn't that
like the
comics?
missing piece?
Poems? Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Well, that's also the, like, where the sidewalk ends.
Yeah.
I love those books.
And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute?
I don't know.
She even picked out a... She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
I hope this means we're on the right track.
I hope so too, and I really want to know what this book is.
Yeah. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case.
Read your poem.
Read it. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation. Yuri's face is already buried in a book.
Yep, that's me.
I can't help but... Nope. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slump down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Oh, what do you mean? Even if we came up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this.
Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes!
Cupcakes!
Cupcakes.
Yes. The drugs.
Drugs? Drugs?
Just drugs.
Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly.
Because there's pot.
Yeah. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself.
I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Whoa!
Okay, you're real close to my face.
She is very close. There's a bubble. Please respect it.
Please
I think she's
respect
making
my
a
bubble.
Ah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Sorry.
That was a neat effect.
Yeah. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Why not? Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know.
Damn it.
You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monika overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Huh? Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
It's a secret.
Shh, it's a secret.
Shh.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Eh?
Sayori glances around herself. At herself.
How is it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, if we accidentally romance Sayori.
I'm gonna be very upset.
Man, you really need to brush for this. You need a brush.
You need the brush.
The brush.
My hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
I noticed it. Of course they would.
Yeah, because you smell minty.
Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. And fortunately, I don't really care about that.
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer button up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Damn.
Oh, that's mean.
Shade.
That's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh, what is happening? I wonder if all the depression and shit is her.
Great.
Shit. Which would make sense because she's sleeping in all the time, but she's putting on a face.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
This is so funny.
What is? For anyone that has seen this, have we accidentally romanced? I mean, I guess that's multiple endings probably in different situations, but... Poems word guide. That's what I want.
I think when you click their word, they hop.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yep, they do. So you know you did it right.
Oh, well, we don't know what we did. There are so many words. I'm on 12
well, it
20.
doesn't help that there's 20.
I know.
Fester.
Disoriented? It's a good thing we looked this up, though.
Yeah. I'm through.
Entropy. This is one. Done! Jesus. Okay.
All right, now we gotta click through this.
Wait, now I gotta get... We gotta click through it, but don't do it too fast, 'cause it might be different dialogue when we wake up.
Yeah, I catch a glimpse of the cover for
Oh,
book.
shit!
I think that's different.
That is different. I clicked through it.
I catch a glimpse of the cover for book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages.
Okay.
Okay, so... Oh.
This is different.
Yeah,
okay.
This is different. Ah.
Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second.
Da, da, da.
But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
That way, if you have questions, she'll be able to answer them. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? I was thinking the same thing!
I have multiple copies of books.
I have multiple copies on accident of Harry Potter, and that's about it.
I don't on accident. Oh, come on, there are cover variants.
That's true.
So I don't want to hear it from you,
I
man.
want, like, if I were to ever be able, like, had the extra money to just throw at it, I'd get the Harry Potter books in, like, the Hufflepuff binding that they were selling for a short amount of time.
Yeah, I want the Ravenclaw
Different housing.
one. Ah. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Ah, I see. So she bought me that book.
Oh, for sure.
There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's it about anyway?
Well...
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. It's cold.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart.
Damn. That's kind of dark, isn't it? She said she likes dark.
Yeah.
Way to listen, me.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible listener.
You are a terrible listener. 0 out
Yuri
of 10
made us-
boyfriend material.
Yes. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Aha.
Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Kit Kat?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. Yeah, you did.
She just told you yesterday.
I know. She's so shy and reclusive. Reclusive, yeah. On the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone who wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I?
You're ruining it.
Not again. I'm sorry.
Aw, hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen, seriously though. It's a literature club after all.
That is true. That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to.
Aww.
Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Aww. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after I flip it to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Eh?
To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks. I continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes a page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels, or almost feels, like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second-guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your manners.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But Kit Kat, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her.
Aw.
That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. Dots.
Yeah, dots.
I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought.
Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. All right. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
Poetry slam time?
Yes!
I guess I don't have much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. You're gonna spark note that shit, don't lie to me.
Yes.
In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the then slip it back into my bag.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait!
Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsukli and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Oh no. Who should I show my poem to first? I would guess Yuri, since we're going for her.
Okay.
Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Okay. That's. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Eh? What was that?
Question mark? Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, and then ends up covering her whole face.
He's gonna hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Aha!
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
I'm just natural. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
I feel like you probably just like flipped through a thesaurus and then
I just used words.
Exactly. Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognized in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Damn. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
I don't think that's what they do here.
You go ahead and read it, but I wonder if it'll be the same.
Alright, I'll try. Ghost Under the Light is what it's called. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Hashtag deep. Yes.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, shut up!
I wasn't thinking that at all.
Girl. But it took you a long time to read. That's not your handwriting. That's not the problem.
What?
That's not her handwriting, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's just the fact I never read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Sexy ghosts. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Kit Kat.
Really? I must totally miss the point. Yeah, you probably did.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kit Kat.
Duh. Me too.
Who do you want to show it to next?
I don't care either way, and I don't think it matters.
Let's just go with Monika.
Okay.
Hi, Kit Kat. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Kit Kat. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem.
Great job, Kit Kat. I was going oh in my head while reading it. Were you? It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
Hashtag deep.
Hashtag D. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That
Wow.
way.
Wow, hashtag winner.
Yes. That way it counts. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe unhappiness and sadness. Or to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level.
Don't worry so much about her. About that. You do your own thing. Girl, do your own thing. Girl. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. like a glory hole? What is this?
Is it a turkey in the wall?
All right.
Anybody?
It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
Hashtag deep. Oh, man.
Oh, man. So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one? Was it me?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently.
It's me.
It's been
It's the
influencing
D.
my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today.
Depends on the pen, but okay.
Thanks for listening.